Yo, what is up, guys? James Carter TV here to recap the Green Bay Packers versus the Detroit Lions, and more specifically, one of the greatest plays I've ever seen in my entire life in any sport, not just the NFL, in any sport, or one of the greatest moments I've ever seen in my entire life. That much is certain. Although I'm pretty sure the greatest moments of my life have to do with sports. But regardless, this is one of the best, as Aaron Rodgers performs and executes an absolute wonder of a play at his own 39-yard line with no time on the clock. 0-0-0. Well, why is the play being executed? How could it possibly be executed? Because the Detroit Lions, on what should have been the last play of the game, brought down Aaron Rodgers by his face mask, granted this man one more opportunity to throw the ball into the end zone, and that he did, as he launched this pass that traveled a distance of 68 yards in actuality, because this ball was thrown at the Green Bay 35. Like, Aaron Rodgers was rolling out to his right, probably should have been sacked, first of all, rolling out to his right, and then launches it at his own 35, and this ball gets caught 3 yards into the end zone. So we're talking about a 68-yard distance, and it traveled even more than that because it went about 20 yards up in the air. I mean, this was an absolute rainbow, a Dirk Nowitzki basketball shot. I mean, this one had an arc like I've never seen possible before. I mean, what a projectile that was launched by, only rocket launchers could do this sort of thing. And accurately. I mean, it's one thing to imagine having, because a lot of us can't throw 60, 50, 40-yard passes. So imagine having the ability to throw 68 yards, but you have to only throw 68 yards. Can't throw 65, can't throw 61. It can only be 63. It can only be that. Like, his power meter goes really anywhere from what I've seen, from 0 to 70, 75. So then asking him to hit this point is difficult. He did it. Asking the Green Bay Packers wide receivers to go down the field and catch it, specifically Richard Rodgers, he did it. And despite how the Detroit Lions, all you have to do is just be in front of the receivers, one of you. They didn't. And the end result is one of the greatest plays I've ever seen executed in my life, and probably in yours. It was absolutely fantastic. Now, we have to consider where are they going to go from here. The Green Bay Packers, they are struggling. I mean, you almost lost this game today. You should have lost this game today. I mean, you should have. But maybe this can serve as a spark. I mean, maybe this can ignite this football team. I encourage you all to remember last year, the Seattle Seahawks, they had some rough patches when they started off the season. They got some lucky wins, and then they got rolling, steaming hot, and they rolled into the playoffs. The New England Patriots were struggling early into last season. They got hot. They found a streak, and they rolled all the way into the Super Bowl. This is something that happened. So even though it appears as if, I know, the Packers, they haven't looked good. Okay, they've hit a rut. Don't discount this team yet. A lot of Super Bowl winning teams have looked bad midseason and come back to win it. I specifically remember the Baltimore Ravens, the 2013 Super Bowl champion Baltimore Ravens. They actually had an in-season, mid-season mutiny against their head coach, led by Bernard Pollard. After they got blown out by the Houston Texans, they went on a bye week, they came back, they got hot, they went all the way to the Super Bowl. It's very common to see teams struggle mid-season, catch the streak, go all the way to the Super Bowl, and maybe even win it. So my Super Bowl pick, the Green Bay Packers, I'm sticking to them because, yes, the Carolina Panthers look so good, and yes, the Arizona Cardinals look very formidable as well. But the Packers, they're number 3 to me. Maybe the Seahawks you can make an argument for, and maybe I'll listen to that argument. But for me, it's the Packers in terms of the third best team in the NFC thus far. I know the Vikings, they have a better record as of this moment. What happened when the Packers went to Minnesota? Okay, so that ends that conversation. So you have the Packers being the third best team in the NFC. And I'm very interested to see what would happen if they get there. You know, when you led by Aaron Rodgers, they have some stuff. They have some stuff to figure out. But this was one hell of a win, and I'm sure it's going to cause a lot of confidence in this Green Bay locker room. Keep an eye on this situation moving forward. And on the flip side of things, let's finally get into the Detroit Lions, who, how can you let this inexplicable play occur? I mean, all of their defensive backs, they had about 6 or 7 in the end zone. And yet somehow, I mean, watch the video again and again and again, I implore you. Somehow, all 6 or 7 of these Lions defensive backs were behind the Green Bay receivers. There's a very, very high probability that if Richard Rodgers did not come up with this ball, it still may have been caught by a Green Bay wide receiver because they were open. I mean, they were in front of these Lions DBs. And I know these NFL coaches teach these players, keep the ball in front of you. That's true, but only for a certain amount of time. Like, that you want to keep them in front of you before the throw. After the throw, that's when you need to judge the ball accurately, move in front of the receivers, and make it difficult as hell. They said, we're fine with this being 50%. Either 50% is in front of us, or 50% is behind us, and the 50% is behind us, we'll take it, and we'll be fine with that. That's a dumb philosophy to have, and you lost that philosophy. They probably couldn't believe it, because I couldn't believe it. When Aaron Rodgers actually got the ball there, I couldn't believe such a thing happened. But still, you have to play it better than that. And you know, we also have Jason Taylor, I think that's what his name is. You dragging down Aaron Rodgers by his face mask. Yeah, that's a dumb play. The Lions are a dumb, undisciplined football team. And they've gotten to a little bit of a winning stretch lately, but they're still holding to their roots, you know. No one can get rid of these roots. So Jim Caldwell, who, if he won today, his job would have been saved. And now I'm not sure, because we'll see how they do for the rest of the season, but this is not going to look good on his resume. Ultimately, competing is not what they want. They want to win games, and they did win a game today, so we'll see how things progress for Jim Caldwell. But great play by Aaron Rodgers. Great win for the Green Bay Packers, but both of these teams are in a wait-and-see mode as to see how really good or really bad they are for me. Until next time, James Carter TV, I'm out. Peace.